Hey folks, this is Pavilion 98. You didn't expect it, but I'm here again, and I have good news for you. Now you can watch my videos on vContact 2, no slowdowns or lags, and you can even listen on your phone in the background. What am I telling you here? I think this is really good news, and I'll try not to disappear for too long. Today we have a very interesting thing to review. You might ask me, what is this? Some kind of little thing? There's a drawing here. And this is called... We open the case. Look, what a cool little button. We open it. This is a retro-style console. Now I'll show it to you up close. This is a console for 3,500 rubles. What do we see in the package? Here I took out the Type-C cable. It charges through it. And up here, this is to connect wired headphones to it. As usual, we immediately ignored the instructions. Protective glass. I really love putting on all sorts of glass. I did it right away, so nothing would get scratched. Although, judging by the way I take apart devices, this glass won't help this little gadget much. But I hope that I'll take it apart, then put it back together, and we'll give it away in the vContact community. We won't need this now. This console is sold in this case without any packaging box. It's very cute and can be used to carry the console or small gadgets. We've looked at the contents, and we've also checked out the general appearance. So here we have a D-pad, a cross button, to control our characters. The joystick is cool and has a nice feel when pressed. There are 8 buttons in total, 4 on the base and 4 on top, which is more than I expected. So here you insert a 64 memory card, yes, 64. And with 64 gigabytes, you can actually load an incredible number of games. So, the most interesting thing, this is a console with an operating system. It has several built-in emulators for consoles like Game Boy, Sega Dendy, PlayStation Portable, PlayStation Pocket, and you can add your own games there. Let's turn it on. The power button is on the side, the indicator light came on, and something is appearing on the screen. Everything started up. What do we see here? Let's quickly go through the system. Applications, settings, favorite games. Let's take a look at what's going on with the games here. Like this, arcade, DC Famicom, connection, and this is probably it, I guess. And why did I call? Wow, unbelievable. My Contra? What if I go somewhere else? 64 games here and now 1 million. Here are 152 more. They're scanning the games again. Now it's 1,400. Unbelievable. That's all just in one console. Let's say I've already added my favorite games here and... A very strange game. A masked man was running around killing zombies. I remember playing it again on the 5th back then. It seemed kind of creepy to me. There are also games here from Odin. As far as I remember, this game lagged even on my first computer. I used to have a triple dual core or maybe a single core, I can't recall. But here there's a quad core chip, a processor, and dual core graphics. And this was a game about a superhero who, for example, could fly using his farts. He also threw boogers and stuff like that, and he would flush himself down the toilet. Such a cringy game, but it was fun. So imagine for 3,500 rubles, well maybe from 3.5 to 5, you could buy a console like that. With 1,000 games in one console, it has an incredible game library which is really cool. But for a long time I couldn't download the exact image I wanted. The site was down for days. Eventually everything downloaded and appeared. Their servers must be outdated. Let's see what's inside this console and at the same time how repairable it is. What if we bought it, dropped it a little, and something came loose? There are 4 screws, let's unscrew them. This 2600 mAh battery, according to the manufacturer, can power the console for 3-5 hours. Not bad, you can definitely get hooked on it. I don't know, I just have some kind of love for these retro devices. Even though this isn't actually retro, it's just made in a retro style. It looks really cool, and the color scheme is also in that style. I don't know, in that style. Or, yeah, something like that. Excellent, excellent. The process has started. The clasps are on, everything is good. Let's remove the unusual secure digital card just to be safe. Some of the clasps have snapped off. It's unclear. I can already see that the battery is glued to the back cover here. I have a feeling the buttons are about to fall out. Yeah, there was a clasp on top that didn't let us open this console. Wow, that's impressive. The battery is 2,600 milliampere. We didn't get that. The button is different. Okay, listen. But the motherboard is so beautiful, all black. But the first thing that happened was the joystick asked to go up. The battery is removable and can be replaced. If you can't find the same connector, you can desolder it from this battery and solder on a suitable one, potentially even a more powerful battery. I'm curious to see how the buttons are installed there. So I couldn't hook it with my fingers. Well, here we go. I disconnected the battery. The connector is intact. Everything's fine. Here is the vibration motor, which connects to these contacts, and we get tactile feedback. Something like, yeah, or this kind of vibration response. By the way, what did I like about the buttons? The thing is, these aren't small metal membrane buttons that over time get pressed in because moisture gets inside and then stop working because there's no contact. The buttons here provide satisfactory tactile feedback. To remove the entire board, you need to disconnect the display and do it carefully. Well, by the way, the display connects as if it's even better than in the Electronica console. And how do you get it out, the rest of it? Is it working or not? Oh, there it goes. So I'm checking to see if there are any other cables here that could get torn. Everything's fine. I don't see any issues. So we start from the bottom part because there's a Type-C connector here that's in the way. I'm having trouble figuring out where it's getting stuck. I really enjoy taking things apart to see what's inside and how they're made. Wow, I took out the motherboard. It looks awesome, almost like everything is so neat and black. And here, by the way, is the quad-core chip, quad-core A30. The processor is right here. There's some marking here. April 28th, 2024. So it's got dual-core graphics. Remember I was telling you about it? Okay, and this is the slot for the secure digital card. By the way, this console supports up to 512 gigabytes. That's impressive. Even iPhones have less, right? So, well, everything here is pretty simple. Here are the membrane buttons. By the way, they remind me of the membranes that used to be in old consoles. Again, it's the same thing. Again, if there's a bad connection, if the buttons don't press well, you can just take an eraser and clean them. Tock, 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 and what do we have here? Interesting. I wonder if it's possible to replace the display in this console. Speaker? It's like we probably won't find any spare parts for this. All right, let's remember how the buttons are arranged, because they're all about to fall out. The power button, the home button, start, select, they've already fallen out, and after them, the D-pad and the other buttons. So we've almost completely disassembled the console except for the display. Let's try now and see if we can detach it. Yes, by the way, it's coming off, the process is going. I'm trying to do everything very carefully because I'd like to give it away as a prize. Remember, what was your very first console and what games did you play on it? Share your memories in the comments. I'll choose the comment I like the most, and I'll send this console to any place in our country. Okay, let's see. Okay, I still don't see what's holding it in place, but the display has already started to move. All right, I see 2 clips. Now we'll deal with them. What have I learned when you're taking apart a device you don't want to break? I recently took apart a drone worth $1,200,000. I got really worked up thinking that was it. Now I just need to pull or hit it hard for something to happen. But you had to be cautious and examine everything thoroughly. Sometimes a tiny, tricky screw held things together, preventing progress to the next step. So you had to find it, carefully tighten it, press somewhere. In the end, everything turned out fine. I don't owe anyone anything. $1,200,000, well, what's there? What's there? So, if this is a clasp, then it turns out you have to, like, press it over there or something. Let's press it now. It should go from some side. It turns out, as I snapped it back around the perimeter, I unsnapped it. Good, the clasp worked. The first one came undone from the left, from the side, and from the right. Super. So, this is the frame. Interesting. The attachment with the frame and the display is pretty well made. On the back, there's a metal plate, 28103 version 1.1. It turns out this version isn't the first, but an intermediate one. The speaker appears to be glued in. Disassembling this device was surprisingly simple. I appreciated the build quality and the plastic used. The design is logical without any odd choices. I need to reassemble it and check if it powers on. Okay, so I've almost finished putting it all together. There are no extra parts left, which is already a good sign. I had one hiccup when I was installing the power button. I thought, did I really break something there? But no, it's fine. It turned out that I just needed to carefully snap the board into the latch so it would sit a bit lower, and then everything worked out. We won't tighten it too much. By the way, there's this thing. When you're screwing in the screws, you should do it in a crisscross pattern so the assembly process is as even as possible, so that the pressure is even from all sides, like this here. Pressed it like this. Here. You need to feel it, not over-tighten. After all, this is a plastic thread. I would do this while holding it up because here the buttons get in the way a bit, and they slightly lift the case during assembly. I've already inserted the secure digital card. Good thing I took it out when disassembling, as it would have gotten in the way while taking everything apart. The top volume button and the home button are being pressed. Looks like it's assembled. Dust really annoys me. I have some here again. Well, the most interesting part is to check if it will turn on after this disassembly. So the buttons are working well, these stops, but if most likely in games it works now, let's check. Let's say let's launch Jim Worm 1 million. How old am I? Who remembers this? Here we go. Second part. Wow. Oops. This is such an interesting image. Maybe the scale can be adjusted somehow. Looks like everything is working. Yes, the joystick works, the D-pad works, and the buttons, everything works. The color changes, you can fast forward, and this is the button for it's just not active in this game. The volume, by the way, the volume can be adjusted right from the buttons. You don't have to go into any menus or anything. That's great. Well, I got beaten here anyway. All right. I'm really glad I managed to take apart this console without damaging any cables. Everything works great. We're giving it away in our V-Contact community. Comment with your first console and the games you played on it for a chance to win. And I'll pick the comment that I like the most and send this 30 to the winner. That's all, guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the V-Contact group. Leave likes, comments. See you soon. Bye.